Welcome to Red VTV's Instant Fan Reaction, supported by A-Star Recruitment for the 2019 season, following Saints' 48-10 victory over Wakefield Trinity in a Challenge Cup quarter-final. For the 6,500 here to see it, a great performance in parts.
Yeah, started well, scored early, settled the nerves and then conceded. But I think first half, Tomo, Walmsley, big minutes. I think he was going to take them off.
Well, they played 40, didn't they? The whole 40.
I've never seen them do that before, where like the props play the whole half and then they don't come on again in the second half. I can understand doing that with Tomo, but I think it might have been handy if you have a big Al, play 25 and then come on late. But then again, we won comfortably, so we can't really complain
Was
too
it
much.
just maybe it was just a chance for Justin Oldbrook just to see how it worked in different situations, the managing that interchange?
I mean, we're never going to be under any threat today, and that's not meant to sound arrogant. We've been playing well. We've got 3 players back without long-term injury, and Wakefield is suffering a lot of injuries like David Fafita, what's his name? Bill Tupu, Tom Johnson. So they were always going to be down in numbers, and they scored when we made mistakes, particularly in the first half. But it was scratchy at times. The first 20 minutes of the second half we didn't play, but we still won comfortably.
We didn't score for the first 20 minutes of the second half and still scored plenty at the end.
Yeah.
First 10 minutes each half, where we affected, obviously, the first 10 minutes of the game, we scored when Lomax made the break. But were we finding our feet a little bit again with players coming back in? And again in the second half, then 3 interchanges on the half time?
Wasn't quite as fluid as we've been in recent weeks, was where we've thrown it around and we've made those balls and those connections and we've run good lines, and it wasn't quite as fluid. I think first half, going back to the Thompson and Alex Walmsley thing, most times we've took one or both of those off when they both played. We seemed weaker, we've conceded points. Yeah. Do you think that's a sign of Oldbrook knowing that we're not maybe as strong with them on the field?
Was it just a chance to see how they go together?
Well, the idea for me would be to start one
as well, really.
and have the other one on that later.
I think the difference was when Kevin Nagama done the run and then to compose a really good try. I just think it's bringing the spirits up in the team.
It was a bit up and down today.
I was disappointed when he got free and he didn't have the pace to go over. I was slightly disappointed. For a cent, Percy would have gone over there, wouldn't he?
Yeah. There was a couple of times in the first half where we got penalties bang in front, and we chose to go for the 2 each time.
Even when they went down to 10?
Yeah.
10,
12.
Champions League in the brain.
Was that us showing respect or just trying to keep the scoreboard ticking over, knowing it was a one-off game?
Game management.
Both, I think.
Danny spat his done out a little bit, didn't he, when we were in front? I think we
were up by
3 scores.
Yeah, 2 scores. No, we were 2 scores. It was 18-6, wasn't it? And he's gone, what are you doing that for?
And then Coot came in, composed us. And that's what we need. We need the old head. You say old head, what is he, 28? He's not even that old, is he? But we need that experience to just say, come on, let's make it 3 scores and go again.
Yeah.
I wonder just how much of it is based on last season. You probably go back if you watch some of these fan reaction videos and the way our fans were last season. We were cocky. We were cocky. We were too cocky. We all thought we were going to Wembley. We all thought we were going to win the lot, and we come up short. Now, with it being on national television today, was there maybe an element of, we want to put on a show, but we don't want to come across as arrogant and cocky and maybe trying to run a score up and embarrass someone?
But even then at 48-10, you think...
But we've done 48-10 without really...
Second gear. I said the exact same, didn't I?
For me, cup ties are purely about winning, regardless of how you go about it.
Yeah, whether it's 21-20 or 48-10 or something.
You win 4 games by a single point, you get a nice shiny trophy. We could win 2 or 3 by a streak, lose 1 and we get nothing. So
we've been there, done
that. So,
was it reminiscent a little bit of Castleford at Anfield last week, where we raced into that 20 points advantage and then we essentially turned out the engines off?
Last week.
Switched off a little bit, perhaps.
We play when we need to play.
Yeah.
And we've got big games. We've got 3-4 weeks. We've got Warrington away. I think we'll see if he's got these tricks up his sleeve that people are saying he has, and we worked on our D for all of the first 3-4 months, but we've got these attacking moves we've not yet started to show. If we've got those up our sleeve, they'll come out soon enough. And then hoping we get the easier draw of the 4 teams in the tomorrow.
I think
and again, that's going back to last season when they did the Challenge Cup draw here
Yeah.
And we all cheered. Everyone, well, we didn't, but everybody cheered Catalan and thought we were going to get
fairness,
there.
at that time, but I would defend everybody. But at that time, Catalan were in terrible form.
They were
the weakest team at that time. But
that said,
the weeks
this season
between then till the semi-final, they were great.
Who would you want in the semi-final? Would you want the Championship side just to get to Wembley, or do you want to try and knock Warrington out with being the top-ranked side, or do you play Hull and it's Jekyll and Hyde?
Yeah, you take the easiest draw available, Bradford or Halifax, every day of the week, and then worry about Wembley if you get there.
You do, but you've got to beat the best, haven't you? So if it comes out, there's all talk of there's 2-1 balls tomorrow. One's going to be
is there potential that Hull, if Hull got Warrington, Hull could topple Warrington on the day?
Hull could topple us on the day,
yeah. Depending on who turns up.
They turned up. I think, did you say it on Twitter, or did Kev say it on Twitter, to go from losing by 50 points to almost winning by 50 points in 6 days? It's nuts, isn't it?
You can't explain that to anyone.
But Catalan didn't turn up, Hull did. Hull are good in the cup, they're good in knockout football.
I want to avoid them in the semi-final.
But I want to avoid Warrington more.
So Bradford then, let's agree.
Yeah, so
let's agree I'm right.
Bradford have got to beat Halifax first.
Bradford or Halifax, yeah, guys, get facts.
Back to today, Zeb Tyre signed a new contract during the week. He's got the man of the match on the BBC.
He got it on our league as well.
On our league, but he didn't get it in the ground. I don't know, that was the sponsors just choosing who they wanted to meet. But Zeb Tyre was absolutely amazing today.
He was. He ran hard, he tackled really well. He seemed to be involved in everything down that side. Johnny Lomax was also influential in a lot of what we did.
One of the conversations we're having on the terracing was like the Man of Steel voting, and the point I made was every week we've got 4, 5, 6 players who could claim 3, 2 or 1 points.
Which spreads the points out.
So
whereas Warrington have potentially got Blake Austin, who's just a standout in.
And that's why even today, say Johnny Lomax was great, Zeb was great, you know.
I wouldn't take Austin over Lomax.
No, you wouldn't.
Not
but I'm saying Austin's getting their 3 points every week because he's the standout in a.
And they're looking for him.
One week for us. One week it's Roby, 1 week it's Cook, 1 week it's.
They've only got one standout. That's the problem.
Cook was brilliant again today. And was nowhere near.
Do you know what? I said this I was saying on commentary. Cook gets the plaudits because his support play is so good, but quite often it's a piece of brilliance from Lomax or Zeb Tyre which finds Cook and Cook goes in, and Cook gets the song from behind the stick.
Yes, Cook's try, Lomax.
Don't get me wrong, you've still got to be there to finish it off.
He had no space and he had nothing to work with. They just swivel of the hips, and then he created space himself for Cook's try. As you say, Cook gets the credit, but Johnny's done all the real hard work.
London next week.
Rotate.
Of course I am. Plastic pitch. Plastic pitch. Do you rest a few?
Well,
would it be the end of the world if we lost next week and sent Leeds down?
No. We can't say that.
All in favour, raise your hands.
But that said, based on previous years, what we've done at Widnes on a plastic pitch, you can imagine Swift coming in for maybe Tommy Makinson. Vars coming in for Lomax.
Lomax doesn't like the plastic pitches.
Percival doesn't potentially like the plastic pitches. Costello will come back in.
We've got that depth now.
You could put Kyle Amor back in, give Alex a week off.
We had that type of team here against Catalan and stuck 50 on them.
As well.
So I think
I don't think we worry at all. Whoever comes into this Saints side is more than capable of stepping up.
I said on Facebook the other night, last year we criticised him for making no changes and no rotation. This year we've gone over half a season now with 2 cup games in there where he's some forced, some unforced, and Nagama resting against Salford nearly backfired. It didn't.
But even if it does, even if we have a game where we do lose because of the rotation, you've built up that cushion that we can afford to do so maybe.
Are we at the point now though where we need to just be consistent and get the likes of Percy and Tomo and LMS back in?
I think they need to play absolutely.
It's soon, isn't it?
They will play because they've had that time off through injury, but Regan Grace has played pretty much every minute of every game. Maybe he'll stay in for London, obviously, if Tommy drops out. The week after, maybe leave Swift in for a week and give Grace a week off. Essentially, you have a couple of weeks, build for the Warrington game, and then you can rotate again and then build for the semi-final at the end of July. And target games. That's what the best Saints sides of yesteryear used to do. They used to have targets throughout the season, and look, we've lost once this season on a cow patch.
But his mantra is, isn't it? Unless they have to be rested, he won't. Will he?
So he says.
The niggles.
But there's plenty of niggles.
It's different this year.
I think James Roby said himself, hasn't he? There's plenty of games where he's missed out with a niggle where
he could have played.
He'd have played.
Of course.
That said, we played for essentially in parts today. did the job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say about Regan Grace with his wings though, because he managed to get one try, but like sometimes he's all over the place, isn't he?
Well, I thought his attitude was great today.
He's looking for the ball.
A minute and a half before the end of the game, 48-10 in front, makes a try-saving tackle.
Yeah, brilliant.
Regan,
that says it all.
But he still nailed him.
He still made it when.
I think he made one in the first half as well, didn't he? He made that tackle which jarred the ball. He just lined the man up.
Yeah, persevered, forced the pass, and then he come in and knock.
And you potentially look at Regan when he first came into the side, and he looked lightweight. Now he doesn't.
No,
We credited it.
He looks solid now.
Yeah.
We credited in the start Tom or Walmsley, but how much work did Grace, Nagama,
He did.
Percival, and Makinson get through from the ruck?
Yeah.
Huge amount.
Again, I said on commentary, in this Saints squad, there's no egos. Everyone puts their hand up for each other. The one where Lomax trapped back after Hampshire made the break and gave the ball to Miller on the next play.
Lomax
got back, killed it and dropped it. And do you know what? The game was won by then. You don't need to be doing you don't necessarily need to go and do it, but the attitude is there to play for the 80.
Absolutely.
Right, I think we've done enough. We will catch you on Friday for a preview show for London, and then we will be down at London next Sunday. Hopefully we're a strong Saints following. We always like the trips to the capital. I know the Gerard will be taking a couple of coaches and a hotel stay over. So they'll be in fine fettle. And we will catch you next week.
Not with a half 7-star.
Yeah, not at London prices. Half 7 we're setting off, so it won't be that.
Paying London prices, there'll be
We'll take cans.
there'll be plenty of carry-outs.
Carry-ins as well.
All's good on a Saturday. Let's hope for the double later on. Catch you soon.